Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World. We're in Copenhagen, Denmark, in front of the town hall. And today what we have for you are 5 things you're going to love and hate about traveling Europe in the winter. I mean, we're here, it's kind of, it's about 1 degree Celsius or about 35. I mean, it's a little chilly, kind of cruddy weather, all kinds of stuff. And a lot of people think, oh, why should I travel then? Well, there's lots of reasons to travel and maybe not to travel in the winter time. So let's get started. And obviously the first thing you're not going to like about traveling in winter is the weather. Let's be honest. Do I really enjoy walking around Copenhagen, a city that's made to be outside in the rain, in the cold, in the snow? No. That's one thing you're not going to like about when you do come to Europe in the winter is the weather is kind of bad. You know, it doesn't get like freezing cold like Minnesota or Canada, but the thing is, places you're not expecting, like Madrid, actually gets cold there. And here in Copenhagen, actually it doesn't get that freezing, it just stays around freezing during the winter. And so you get this really bad weather side of things, so you gotta deal with that. And then if you have the weather issues, well, one, you're gonna have to pack more stuff because you're gonna have winter coats, you're gonna have to have jeans and long underwear and all those things. And it really can take up a lot of your luggage, so you're carrying a lot more stuff with you. So that's just the first thing you're not gonna like is the weather and all the crap that goes along with it. The second thing you're not gonna like about traveling in winter is a lot of places actually do close in the winter. I mean, I'm here in one of the coolest places for me to go. I've been to Copenhagen a few times, and one of the cool places I like to go is actually the Tivoli Gardens, the amusement park. It's closed in the winter. Well, it's open at Christmas time, but there's a great sign that says, oh, open April 1st. But that doesn't help me today. And when you go to other places, I've gone to Santorini in Greece in February. It was awesome that no one was there, but no one was there, so everything was closed. Restaurants, sites, and these kind of things. So that's the second thing you might not like, is a lot of things might be closed. So make sure you actually are checking before you go. Do they have limited winter hours, or are they closed certain days during the winter? Now the third thing you're not going to like about winter travel is kind of like what I said before with the weather is the extra packing. Because I know when we come to Europe, we like to buy clothes and all kinds of stuff. But when you come, if you got to have your winter coat and your gloves and your hats and all these things and your boots, it really does take up a lot of your packing. And therefore, instead of having one little light, carry-on suitcase you can drag around and get around easy, you're not getting around as easy with all the extra suitcases. Also, with the winter stuff, you have more pockets, more things to lose things, also more things for people to pickpocket from. So just be careful with that, but just know that you're going to have a lot more packing, therefore less room to buy stuff. And it's our job to help the economies of the countries we go traveling in to buy more things. So just know that the packing side of it does get kind of, it gets a bit much, okay? The fourth thing you might not like about traveling Europe in winter is Europe is definitely a walking continent. You want to walk around and go see the architecture, go see the palaces, go see changing of the guards and things like that, and you're going to be outside. But the thing is, in the winter in Europe, it's wet. Okay, it's like rain or snow, and it can get slippery. Even places that you don't think of bad weather, like Lisbon, okay, when they have their rains, it can flood sometimes, but also they have slick cobblestones and you can slip and things like that. So you just need to be careful. So when you are traveling in winter, make sure you bring good shoes that don't slip and slide, so you are a little bit safer on the cobblestones, because Europe is a walking city and the cobblestones are there and you need to be ready for it, okay? And the fifth thing you're not gonna like about coming to Europe in the winter is it does get dark early. Therefore, sometimes you wanna go sightseeing, you might feel a little uncomfortable walking around Paris at 6 at night when it's all dark. You don't need to be that worried, but the fact is it does get dark earlier in Europe, so make sure you're getting up early in the morning to get your sightseeing started, so you aren't, wandering the streets and all of a sudden it's pitch black at 6 o'clock. That can be an issue. So get up early and get your sightseeing as fast as you can, because it does get dark early. But what are the things you're going to love about traveling Europe in the winter? I mean, this is my second trip this winter, and we do these trips in the winters for a lot of reasons. And one of the cool things about traveling in the winter in Europe, off-season pricing. No, Christmas week, New Year's week, it's not discounted. But the rest of the year, January, February, November, you can get great deals on hotels, on flights. I mean, if you're looking to use your frequent flyer miles, you can get the low rate, only need 60,000 miles to Europe in November, in January, February. So you can get these low season prices, which can really help your pocketbook. And that's one of the reasons why we can come so much, is we pick off-season times, okay? So save money that way. That's the first thing you're gonna like. The second thing you're gonna like is there's fewer tourists. I mean, look behind me. You don't see too many people walking by. We're here in the winter, so you don't have the school kids out, so they're all in school, so they're not coming around. A lot of people don't take their vacation, in November or in March or in, January. You can go fewer tourists, which means, the third thing you're gonna love is shorter queues, shorter lines to go into the sites. We were at the Louvre in December. We walked in literally under 5 minutes. I've gone there in July and waited over an hour, and you have those shorter queues, those shorter lines, and you can get right in. And it's cool because with those shorter lines, you can squeeze more things in. So don't only seeing like the cathedral and the museum, maybe see cathedral, museum, and an amusement park or something like that. So that can really help out. The third thing you're gonna like about traveling in winter in Europe is actually, I find you get actually more attentive service, especially in the really touristy places like Venice and things like that. Because what happens is in the high season, there's so many tourists coming through, boom, 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 that they don't really care about service. Just let's get the next tourist through. If you come in the winter, there's not as many tourists, so they're more attentive to your needs. They're helping you more, and then you get a better chance to get to talk to them and get to know them. The fourth thing you're gonna love about coming to Europe in winter is if you come in December. The Christmas markets all throughout Europe, especially Germany, Czech Republic, even here in Copenhagen, the Tivoli Gardens, things get done up at Christmas time here with the lights and the markets and all kinds of stuff. And you have your hot wine and you have the special Christmas foods around here. And it is just a really great experience. And if you have not traveled Europe before Christmas, you gotta come before Christmas, because after Christmas Day, most of them are getting closed. Come like middle of December. It's awesome to get all this Christmas stuff, being outside and having your hot wine and eating all the fancy Christmas foods. It is really cool. And the fifth thing you're gonna love about traveling in winter is you get a chance to really know the culture. Because think about it, like I said, fewer tourists, okay? More attentive service. You get to see people in their natural settings, and therefore you get to learn the culture better. People are gonna take their time to explain, oh, this is why we eat this in Rome, and this is why we eat this in Copenhagen, and this is why the Germans seem cold, but they're not. They're actually very warm when you get to know them. And if you're a tourist, you don't always get that chance. But in the winter, when you can take that time, you're gonna sit in the bars, it's dark outside, you come into the bars, the restaurants, and talk to the waiters, talk to the bartenders, talk to the service staff. You're gonna get a chance to really understand the culture and get to know people here, and that's what's really cool about it. So, those are my 5 things you're gonna love and hate about traveling Europe in winter. What are some of the things that you love? Please put it in the comment section below so we can have more loves and hates about traveling in winter. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'm gonna try to unfreeze myself here in Copenhagen. Bye!